All right. Close aides and opinion leaders around generals. Key number 3. It's number 3 in my book. Yeah. You don't have key number 3, and I'm giving you key number 3. Attack and eliminate close aides and opinion leaders around generals. Okay? Are you there? Now let me read this fantastic story about Rabshakeh. You see, he was sent to give a message to the king of Israel that they were coming to attack. Do you see? When he got there, are you there? Yeah. He could speak Hebrew, but he refused to speak Hebrew. You get it? He could speak his language, and he could speak his Syrian language. But when he was standing outside shouting, he decided to speak Hebrew. Do you see? He decided to speak Hebrew. Do you know why? Because so the guys told him, look, we understand the Syrian, but you have been sent to us specifically. He said, no. I want to speak Hebrew so that the others will also hear what we are saying. Because the attack and the intimidation is not just for you, the king. It's for those around to be affected. In war, I'm talking about war. You attack the people around with disloyalty, with issues, with confusion, with sickness, with everything. Not just the person. Because those people around, when they are attacked, you become destabilized. So when he was giving the message, they said, speak your language. They said, we understand your language. He said, no, I'm speaking Hebrew. I want everybody to hear. So that everybody will be afraid. Oh, you don't understand? Let me read it to you. It says, then said Eliakim the son of Hilkiah, and Shebna and Joah unto Rabshakeh. Rabshakeh had been sent with the message. Speak, I pray thee, to thy servant in the Syrian language, for we understand it. And talk not to us with the Jews' language in the ears of the people that are on the wall. But Rabshakeh said, has my master sent me to thy master and to thee to speak these words? Hath he not sent me to the men which sit on the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? The Rabshakeh stood and cried out with a loud voice in the Jews' language, and spake, saying, hear the word of the great king, the king of Assyria. All the Israelites were inside their town in a war. They fear like rats. Then said the king, let, in the Jews' language, saying, hear the word of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus saith the king, let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you out of his hand. You see, he's saying something that the people hear. Yes. And the people said to him, then said Eliakim and these guys, say not in the Syrian language, for we understand it. Say, speak, I pray thee, to thy servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it. And don't talk with us in the Jews' language. But Rabshakeh said, has my mother sent me to thy master and to speak to thee to these words? Has he not also sent me to speak to the people that sit on the wall? So Satan has been sent to not to just deal with that king for him to know that you are going to pray, but he has been sent to the people that are around you on the wall. Others, they must be afflicted and inflicted. Yeah. With problems, issues, other things. Then he said, let not Hezekiah deceive you. This one is now speaking the language they could. For he shall not be able to deliver you. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord, saying, the Lord will surely deliver us, and this city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus said the king of Assyria, make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me. Then eat ye every man of his own vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one of the waters of his cistern, until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of oil, olive, and of honey, that you may live and not die. And hearken not unto Hezekiah. Don't listen to your king. When he persuaded thee, saying, the Lord will deliver us. Then he continued. Has any of the gods of the nations delivered at all out of his hand of the king of Syria? Has anyone been able to do that? Where are the gods of Hamath and the gods of Apad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim and Hena and Iva? Have they delivered Samaria out of thy hand? Who are they among the gods of all the countries that have delivered their country out of mine hand, that the Lord should deliver Jerusalem out of thy hand? But the people held their peace and answered him not a word. For the king's commandment was saying, answer him not. Then came Eliakim and so on. They came to the Hezekiah with the report. Are you understanding? Yeah. That is why when Satan is fighting you, or is fighting me, he doesn't fight me alone. He'll fight Bishop Saki. He'll fight Bishop Eddie. He'll fight our wives. He'll fight our children. He will inflict things that are around us, that are close, that are important. You understand? Because he knows that those ones, at the end of the day, when they are affected, it will affect even your control in the system. Yeah. And the enemy knows if he can get some people to be disloyal around you. So you may understand loyalty. But he will try to inflict the pastors that are around with disloyalty. That's why you must teach disloyalty and disloyalty in the system very much. And not only just teach it, but you must teach the depth and the length and the breadth of it. Because if you don't know, the demons that are coming, in the scene that they want people that are around. They want the pastor, they want the shepherd, they want the people to be affected. And that's where his attack is. Because Hezekiah is the king. But when the people hear, no one can deliver, come out, we will live in corn and oil and wine. The people will come to Hezekiah and say, what? Let us go out. We will die here. We will die here. Then the whole place becomes destabilized. Because the attack was for them. He said, speak to us in your Syrian language. We understand Syrian. No. I want to speak in Hebrews. So he speaks in a language that the common man can understand. The pastors here, till the place is destabilized. Yeah. That's why God gives us the commandment to preach and to teach to avoid deception. Because Satan is vigilant, moving around, trying to deceive, trying to spoil, that's why we have formed area apostles. That's why we have unity secretaries. Because we know that as we are sitting here in Accra or sitting wherever, he is trying to speak in a language that they can understand at where they are. And speak to them and tell them things. And that's why we are trying to speak don't speak that language. But they are speaking the language. They are sending the messages. They are putting ideas in people's minds. To fight us by fighting them and afflicting them with deceptions and delusions. Yeah. Oh, you don't understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that is how the enemy fights us. So just as I am now fighting to let us stay as one, to remain as one, because I tell you, it's because we are one that we are strong. Yeah. The things that we have been able to do is because of unity. It's because we have been one family for a long time. for years and years since we started in 1988. Everybody who has gone, whether they are gone abroad in America, look at Pastor Joel, Pastor Richard. We have churches in America, Switzerland. It's been one big family. It has not been like we are on our own. If we are on our own, how can we build 100 churches in the north? What is there? So the devil knows that he wants to speak to the people until we are divided, until this group is cut off, and until this person is no longer connected, and until this section of the church has become some way, and until this group don't believe anymore, and until this goes. So he speaks in the language that they can understand, and they can hear. And others say they are destabilized. Talk. The whole system. The guy said the gods of Havam and the gods of Iva and the gods of Shabena could not save them. Do you think our God can save us? Tomorrow we will die. Then the whole place is now destabilized. So this country is destabilized. This particular church is destabilized. This group is destabilized. Yeah. I tell you. And that's why we must rather rise on a campaign. Sometimes pastors go home and their wives are the voice of Satan that speak to them in the house. Do you think that this guy has this and that? Do you think that this, that? And he speaks to them in what? A language that they can understand. Are you there? Yeah. So that attack, however it turned out, it started by taking up the people. For the king there, he knew what was happening, the kind of people that have come to stand on the wall. Look at what you are saying. He said, you are going to eat your urine on the wall. And the guys, their heart was beating. That's why we keep meeting. Because as we meet, it strengthens us, drives out delusions, drives out deceptions. That's why we are making ourselves non-dependent, whatever. It drives out. You realize that your life was in your own hands. Yeah. Until we are no longer interested in each other. They will fight until everybody in the city says, no, Hezekiah, you have made a serious mistake. Hezekiah, you are not always right. Hezekiah, you are leading us to our destruction. Hezekiah, we shall not follow you again. Hezekiah, no. This time, we don't go sit down again. Shall I open the gate for the Syrians to come? The ranks have taken over the country. I said the ranks have done what? They have taken over the country. We have sat down. We have suffered for too long. We have used our money. Some of the lay pastors they wrote there, say asking for percentage of the offerings. Percentage. They said when we go and preach and we do offering, lay pastors, you have a job. And we have given you the privilege of working for God. You don't see it as a privilege. Now you see it as something that is like a business. And you think that we monkey the work, baboon the chop. And I said, and now the baboons are also wise. They will not work for nothing again. And you see that Rabshakeh has spoken to them. And they have become what? Destabilized. Rabshakeh has spoken to them in their houses. In a language that they could understand. Money language. Yeah. Rabshakeh has spoken to them to destabilize and confuse them and make them think that it is for money. It is for money. It is for money. Now, if we are to talk about money, do you think the church will be as it is today? Look at it very carefully. Ask yourself how many churches are built in the time that it is built. How much is being sacrificed for it to be like that? But Rabshakeh, he will speak to the people here. You see, he spoke giving reasons. First of all, I want you to know that you will eat your piss, your wee-wee. You will wee-wee and drink it in the hill. Then the people were afraid. Then he said that where in the world has Assyria been delivered by these gods? They don't let him, that man, the king, don't let him tell you something that is not true. Don't let him tell you something. We know him. Don't let him tell you something that is not true. We know that man, Hezekiah. Everybody should think for himself. Think for yourself. One pastor wrote a letter. He wrote the kilometers that he has traveled with his car. That from here to here, here to here, these are the number of kilometers that he has gone with his car as a lay pastor. And the church should refund the whatever expenses for repairing his car, because when he calculates for so many years that he has been a pastor from here to here, here to here, here to here, this is what he has. Who has spoken to such a person? Rabshakeh has been speaking to him. And he said, don't listen to that bishop. Don't listen. He said, do not let Hezekiah deceive you at all. Don't let him. Yeah. Yeah, in a language that they can understand. Destabilize. And then suddenly, 100 buildings that are being built in the north will stop it. No money. No money here. No, stop this, stop that, stop that. That's how to fight. And it's a clever strategy. That's why you have to always be looking at when you see, look at your people carefully. Wondering where has any demon gone to rest on? Rabshakeh has spoken. Who has heard the voice of Rabshakeh today? That's why we have area apostles. And that's why we have unity secretaries. And we have GOs, and we have conference and camps. You understand? Yeah. To fight the voice of Rabshakeh. So after Rabshakeh has spoken, we have to call everybody. Listen, this thing that Rabshakeh said is not true. Rabshakeh is this and this and that and that. You have to speak against what Rabshakeh has said to the people. And let me tell you, when you hear them speaking, hey, if I read to you some letters that people have written, so these guys, one Nigerian pastor rose up and he said, in a country, he said, they are taking all the money to Ghana. Let us Nigerians also arise and do something for ourselves. Rabshakeh. He spoke to the Bethesda as we didn't know. He was speaking to them. He said, when they speak, they will not speak to us that we are taking the money. Hezekiah was in the house. He didn't speak to him. He wanted to speak to the people that are around, the people on the wall, in the language they can understand. Because Nigerians, they are nationalistic, far more nationalistic than Ghanaians. Nigerians wear green and white. You know that we are from Nigeria. And when they are present, you know we are present. Yeah. And they have green shoes, green, they are national, they are from, that's where they are from. Ghana is recently that our colors were used during the World Cup and so on. We are not proud of ourselves. So he stirred up the nationalistic feeling. Yeah. Hey! Is he? And Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, said, I pray thee to thy servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it. And talk not with us in the Jews' language in the ears of the people that are on the wall. But Rabshakeh said, has my master sent me to thy master and to thee to speak these words? Has he not sent me to the men which sit on the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language and spake, saying, hear the word of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus saith the king, let not Hezekiah deceive you. That's one of the names. Don't let that pastor deceive. Don't let the bishop deceive you. Don't let these guys deceive you. Don't let those people. And they start to put them in a category of deceivers who sit in the palace who don't understand anything. Hearken not. Make an agreement until I come and take you. Has any of the gods of the nation delivered at all his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arpad, and the gods of Sepharvaim and Hena? Where are they? Has any of them been able to deliver their country out of my hand? Huh? Okay. That's key number 3. How many keys do you have? No. You have to take it. That's the number of the key. Key number 5 is what? Assess generals and troops by their actions, isn't it?
This message continues on the next track. Keep listening.